afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, you are all welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So as usual, quick one. We need a short prayer. Please let somebody pray for us. Somebody in the house should pray for us. A Muslim brother or a Christian brother in the house, sister, pray for us. Short one, so we can start off our meeting.
Father heaven, we thank you. King of glory, we bless your holy name. We appreciate your goodness and we thank you for seeing yet another day. That every discussion today come and take control, come and take preeminence in the mighty name of Jesus. Father Jehovah Jireh, that all our discussion today will bring, oh Lord Jehovah Jireh, increase in our life and in our businesses in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
In Jesus' mighty name we are praying.
Amen. Thank you very much. God bless you. Yes, quick one. Please, everyone in the house, please let's mute our speaker. Please, let's do that because we don't want noise so that we can flow easily. And at the same time, we also want to appreciate those that have pay money for the visiting of the orphanage and the old people home. I want to thank you all. And also those that also took advantage of the launch price. I really see that people in the house are ready to learn. And not only that, some that have already started watching that video has already calling to give a summary of what they are getting. So I'm saying that they don't know that it's so easy for them to capture the teaching in the video. I want to appreciate you all. And on another note, I want to advise that here in this house, we are here for education. That education is key. From all my study, I have seen that education is what every one of us need in this market because market dynamics comes in different directions. But if you don't have education and you are no discipline and you don't have investment goal objective, you will be thrown up and down, which I've advised is that I don't want us to be the type of investor that market to take us up and bring us down because we don't have goals to guide us. Because what I'm saying is that this market that we just saw last week, here is a mixed market, but the kind of question people that are coming asking is as if they don't understand the market. Market have rallied for almost 7 straight weeks and up direction. And you've seen a little pullback in the market for people taking profit. Many of us were panicking and forgotten that this is a post-earning season period we are. Expecting that most institutional investors like PFAs, market makers, even mutual funds managers, all of them, they will have to take time to analyze the numbers that were released to the market because these people, they are not investing by emotion. They look at, okay, we have seen the most important earnings quarter for all of them are important, but third quarter gives you an insight of what is expected at the end of the financial year of this company that had December at their year end because they are all with the 12 calendar months of the year. We have seen their third quarter ended the 30th of September. And they are taking time to look at this number before they jump into a new position. Yes, if you are not taking profit, people are bound to take profit from what they have made. And these people, they are not going to jump immediately. They need to do some analysis before they jump in. That is why you see that the market for this week under review was slow and directionless. But thank God that towards the end of the week, on Friday, you saw another kind of sentiment that changed. People are taking advantage of price that have pulled back again. That's why if you're in this house, I expect you that when you see people taking profit because they have met their target, I've warned several that don't follow the market. Once you are entering any stock, before they are buying that stock, you are setting your stop loss and your what and your profit target so that once you touch your profit target, you fly. Whether the stock move again another 100%, it doesn't concern you because you have achieved your goal. But the worst thing is that you see a stock going up in your present, will take you up a content in your present. No. But only thing I can advise that if those stocks will jump at the wrong time, either up, you bought at the peak when you expect that it continue and it start pulling down, pulling back. What you check is that those fundamentals that attracted you or those sentiment, those things that you saw that made you to jump in, are they still in that stock? If they're intact, you don't need to worry yourself. You just hold on. No, don't panic unnecessarily because this market is up and down. It's like graph life. Graph life is never a straight graph. you see there's always up and down in anything. That up and down is the beauty of stock market anywhere in the world. It's when you buy low, you sell high. When it comes down, but you think that the stock market will continue to go up, no, or it continue to go down, no. There is this oscillation, this volatility is the beauty of the market. If the market is not volatile or it's not oscillating, I'm telling you, no, you and I won't be in this market because it's going to go up, coming down. It's become a big problem. That means you need to understand the psychology of the market. The market oscillates, it goes up and down to create room for profit taking and to take new position. On that note, we're going to start our discussion on market review from the daily chart. And this daily chart has often given us an insight immediately. When the market closed on Friday and I was going through my chart, I saw a lot of things that really interest me. And I now look at the weekly again. Those things that interest me on the daily are already manifesting in the weekly chart. Tells you that there is no need for us to panic. Yes, I've said earlier that between now and end of the year is what is a buy period, and also markets are about to oscillate because people are positioning for what the end of the year what result. And you know that when the quarter is going to end, when the year is going to end, there are also going to be some of seasonality. Don't forget that this season also we're still going to have our Santa Claus rally within this, whether we come early before Christmas or after Christmas or early in January. No, there must be Santa Claus no rally. You know, no year, no, it's only 2 days or just 3 days, it will come. But there must be Santa Claus rally. No market or no year will go without expressing it. If you know all this, you don't allow any small move in the market not to kind of panic, but rather stay in right position. And even those that are declaring dividend that are coming down, or it's profit taking, don't panic. Just decide to operate. What I will show you now will also give you an insight that what I'm saying that it's not magic, it's whatever we're seeing. If you look at this chart here, this chart is a daily chart. I decided to put all the moving average that is used by professionals to trade the market. The blue line is the 50 days moving average. And this really is what institutional investors, what we call smart money, use to position. When the market is above the 50-day range, it tells you that the market is low. Institutional investors are still in the market. But when you see market coming below 50-day average, it sends panicking. People say, oh, that means the big boys, those the shark in the market are running away from the market. As you are seeing this market above it, say that the market is still strong. Those guys are still in the market. They are not of the market. The red one is the 20 days moving average. Why the black one is the short-term moving average, which is 7 days moving average. And that is the only one that I've tested the index action. All these ones you are seeing here, all these are called index action. These are the movement in the market. And the good thing is that market has rallied up to a level, try to break this trend line. You can see this trend line. Market just got it little and it's trended for a while here. For me, this trending is what makes the market beauty, the beauty of the market. You see this top green line here. Oh, what is it? But I'm coming. I'm trying to do something here. Okay. Okay. You see this candlestick here, that we're seeing here, it tells you that the market on its own is also trying to side trend. And if market is side trending, it's going to find a balance. Once it finds that side trend before it can break out or up. But the good thing is that this something's covering me. I'm not seeing this chart very well, so that I can show you something. The beauty of the okay. Let me quickly go to Booker so that I will analyze it there better for us to see this one. Okay, look at this. This is another chart I've just shown you here. This is daily chart too. You can see the uptrend here, but there is a line, kind of a trending line here that we're seeing. That line we're seeing here shows that the market is also on a good shape. But I want you to look down here. Is key. Why I say to look down here is very, very important. Any market you're analyzing, you must take cognizance of what of the volume. The volume that took the market up to where it is, and those volumes are still intact. And that is why you can see that the volumes here are still high. What you are seeing now a low volume. That means all these volumes that took the market up are still there. Those positions are still intact. They've not exit position. That is why if you are seeing a high volume here and the market is trending here, that is where panic will come. But when the market break down this line, only that this thing is up. Why? This line here, if market break down below it, that is where you say there is a major pullback. That is where you panic. And if you on a big volume and it break down, But if the market remain on the side trending, or I know that when market is trending, stockbrokers and those like ST will be worried because there will not be activities of either people are buying more or selling. When markets are trending, it's a problem to really the market operators. At that program, nobody is taking it on, everybody is watching. But when market is doing up and down, it's time is fine. But now the market is trending, yes, you need to exercise patience because the market is looking for direction, a major information. And we have just seen one. This post-earnings analysis that's going on. Once those big players start coming back to the market, to the position their portfolio for dividend, that will give you, you see that the market will go up. That means any position you are now, you don't need to panic. But the good thing is that this is a daily chart. And you look at this MACD here, I want to look it up big. See MACD here. MACD on a daily chart has given us a sign that the market is still on a pullback, which is good. But the candlestick I've showed you earlier is telling us that until it breaks out this major strong candlestick here now, before we now confirm the pullback. But rather early, the market is already giving us a sign that market is on the pullback. But the volume that came yesterday on Friday, you can see it's a green volume and market gain 0.17. Look at other volume. There are small volume that the market was down. The pullback of it tells you that there is no cause for alarm in the market, but rather you look at this activity that we want to see in the new week. Because I believe that yes, some investors take them more than 1 week, some 2 weeks, but I believe that 1 week some decisions have been taken by major players in the market coming back to see what they can do. Especially those dividend paying stocks that they know that consistently their dividend will hit the market at the right time, and also especially that with the improve in earnings we have seen. I will tell you the Q3 numbers really beat expectation. On that strength, most of the companies are likely to grow their dividend in the year 2021. And if people are expecting that to grow their dividend, people that are positioned early, especially those PFA that are long-term investors that also look for dividend stock or other pension fund, mutual fund that manage a fund. Now that we have market makers, all of them in the market, we expect that liquidity will come back. Yes, you are seeing slowdown because liquidity is a bit, because they are watching. Also, don't forget that the direction of yield in the fixed income market is still not clear, and that is why. But once it becomes clearer, we'll see activity. And also look at the way oil price also is rebounding, despite no activities in China, and then China the low demand, and seeing that crude oil price because of what they are managing the supply. If that remain and crude oil price remain above $84, $85, I'm telling you, our market will see no benefit from it. It is true that before now, though the reason the market started moving with the crude oil, before now our market has been in a downtrend for an amount of, if I see from here, then crude oil price was still high before it started moving with the oil price. See, and don't forget that before now our market has always moved in the direction of oil. And we believe that that oil price are going to be a plus for our own reserve here, which also will help the CBN and team to intervene in that exchange market. If that becomes a bit stable, we're expected to see more participation of foreign investors. Now that they are trying to kind of marry their inflation and they are tapping over there in US, they are bound that funds may likely leave that market to other emerging markets. If if we got our own home right, our policy right, funds may likely trickle down to our market. And not knowing that our market has to speak, despite the level we're at about 4,000, most of our stocks are still grossly undervalued. The margin of safety in our market is still high. For me, there's no cause for alarm. Rather, we'll stay in right stock. People are calling me that stock like the Access Bank result is okay, it's not going up. But I tell them, relax. The market will respond to all this at when you. Don't forget that these assets were saying they just grow their interim dividend for the first time. Before they remain at that 25 kobo, they increase it for the first time to 30 kobo to match with the top 2 banks that are there before. Tell you that they are all coming up gradually. The possibility that they're going to grow their full year dividend is there. And also, don't forget that more as they are expanding their capacity is for the good of the bank and other investors there. Because after expanding, what is the next is for you to start reaping. And for you to know that they are really expanding, if you look at their top line alone, it's an insight for you that yes, already they've topped the market in the industry, and that's already the top. It's a sign that they are going somewhere. It might slow down now because people are not responding. But I tell you, when activity starts changing in the market between now and end of the year or the first quarter of 2022, I see that those stocks that had good numbers, that market has not responded now, will see move. If you look at stock like Presto have put even a better number than Okumu. Okumu has moved as high as 142 naira. You'll be wondering, those in Okumu will be in Presto will now be shaking their nash on the chair, complaining it's not going. Relax. Every stock has their own time. you can see that this market, all of them will not move at once. There's a time for First Bank in this market. There's time for Honeywell in this market. There's time for UCAP in this market. The life of Vitafoam. All these stocks have their own time. What you that you position at the right time so that when they are responding, their time comes, you are already in this kind of stock. That is how to invest. Don't like you want to chase stock. If you are chasing stock because it's going up, you might be the person that they will not put on there because you didn't enter on time. That's why you need to look at your fundamental and your technical analysis at all times to know whether that is the right time for you to jump in or jump out of any stock. For me, the market is still that. What will confirm it now? Now we are looking for look at the daily chart. I want to quickly look at the weekly chart to see how the market has performed. Why we are looking at it is that because it will give you an insight what is happening. If daily was seeing a kind of divergence on a daily chart on terms of momentum, but weekly chart is very, very strong. You can see that in this weekly chart now, you see the MACD I just showed you in the daily chart. You see here that MACD is still strong and moving up. It was not too long across. You can see the trend from where it's coming and it's maintained an uptrend. It has not started coming down. If you look at this point here, you can see that it's a bit up, and you can see that the red is already, the momentum is still high, but there's already a change in momentum in our daily chart, which is likely to also turn positive on by next week because of what the buying interest and position of portfolio by big investors. And also don't forget that when you are seeing big volume in the market, the volume that we see in the market that really catch attention is those volume that are high, that 80% of big volume are from institutional investors. But when you see volume like you are seeing 200 and something, 100 and something, it's volume for you and I, people like you and I buying. But when institutional investor is moving to any stock or in the market, volume will show. And most time, 80% of this high volume come from what? The big players, these players are institutional investors. That is why as a trader or investor, your eyes look at will be on volume, on sentiment, and other market metrics to know what is happening in the market. Don't just look at price is coming down or index is coming down. What is bringing the index down? For me, the volume is very slim. It's okay that the market have also crossed back to above 42. Don't forget that 42 is a big resistance level. When it touches now, it's coming down, it touches now. When it's going to touch it with a big volume and it breaks down, that will now announce another trend entirely for the market. That's why as a trader or investor, your eyes will be at this resistance point and also at the support level. If, as I speak, that I show you one big candlestick for daily chart, there's then between there. Once market break down that long candlestick with a volume down, you'll be panicking. Then you don't say, market is, but for me, market is still intact. All you don't need is stay patient and watch the trend in the market. For me, let's just keep our finger crossed in the market because we can see that the momentum, the MACD is positive, and volume also here is also positive. You can see that volume is coming back. But yes, on a weekly chart, that market just lost marginal 0.06. For me, it's marginal because we saw oscillating trend within the week. And but market is still intact because there you that the momentum in the market is still strong. And you can see that the market is also maintaining that our saucer pattern and even head and shoulder pattern is still going up. But until it breaks out this one totally off, they will not be looking at this this length. But what I'm looking at is that let's see the volume that will lead to the breakout. If the volume is is high, then we'll not confirm a breakout. But as we're seeing this up and down, there's no need for us to panic. There's no fear in the market, but rather keep our eyes in the market and watch our eyes open so that we can take advantage of the market at this season. That is how I see we should look at. And the good thing again is that when you go back to look at the numbers that came to the market, session by session sector, you see that those numbers are very, very strong to support an uptrend. And I don't forget I've said it in this class that price will respond to earnings either in the short term or in the long run. If market have not responded to the earnings we have positioned in now immediately, they start to respond to that earning. You remember when Vitafoam was posting positive results, it was as low as even 3 naira. People don't understand the movement of earnings, that when there is high volume and there is positive earnings and you are seeing price going up, that means that kind of stuff is where it should be. Like what people say that First Bank has slowed down. First Bank has slowed down because the volume just dry up. But I'm telling you, those volume in First Bank has not gone out of First Bank. Those volume are still there. But all their eyes are on the close period, and at the same time, now they want to audit the account. Once the account comes and it looks better or better than the previous quarter or the previous year, you see that better earnings with the volume we are seeing will also move that price to higher. That's why if you're in that kind of stock now and it is slowing down like this, doing my spend, you don't need to panic. Yes, yesterday it cost also the 11 naira. After touching as low as almost the 10 naira, 20 kobo. You know, it tells you that market is looking at where there's opportunity, and that is where you should put your eyes. Any pullback that is positive, you buy into pullback. But when you see a pullback that numbers are red and people are selling off, that's not a pullback that should jump in. A pullback that people are taking profit, a pullback that people that are selling off to take profit, you wait. Once you confirm that pullback to a good support level, you jump in and go up. People are calling for a stock like WAPCO. WAPCO for me, it's not that there's a negative news in WAPCO. They say I told you almost 29, almost 20, 28. I say yes. People also that bought at 24, at 25, they are not interested in 1 naira dividend they just declared. They might like to take their 4 naira, they made. Fine, all of them are not going to sell out. All of them are not going to sell at the same time. Once they come back into a good price that you know that next week is the markdown for the stock, you jump in and you can trade it again. And if you make more than that 1 naira, you come out of the stock. That is how to trade. You don't need to say until you make 100%. No. And you see a stock pulling back, you should smile. If the stock has good fundamental and you are seeing the positive technicals, well, no one to jump in. That is how to trade. Don't need to panic because the kind of question they're asking me just only for 1 week about the market. I say, I thought that all of us have gathered information on this platform. So that let's just use our knowledge to know that this is the right time to bring on. Once we know it, you don't need to panic in the market. You don't need to panic at all because I'm telling you, the market is taking us somewhere. As far as the numbers we are seeing are positive and liquidity also improve in that direction, I tell you this market is likely also to beat the 45,000 before the end of the year, and you'll be surprised if the big caps that are sleeping now, when they start moving, so that market crossing the 45,000 is very simple and very come quickly. But what is that? As those big caps will be moving, they're going to drag the market and some companies and some stocks up. That's why if you are going to be in the right stock and relax, because those big caps, I told you earlier that these billionaires in this economy all over the world, you can see that all these 4 publications, either Forbes, other Fortune, their publication come between this last quarter of the year. And don't forget that this last quarter of the year, most of them also would like the share price of where they are to move up so that they can rate them high. Why is that? Dangote sugar, ask yourself, ask yourself that why that they don't buy the buyback in January or buyback in June? Why that it's only the end of the year? That time particularly the price will go up. Now the price is already at 280. The possibility that when they are doing their buyback, if they want to start anytime from now, it's more likely to touch 350. And 350 for what the man holds in that company. And the value of his valuation has increased. All those in abroad that has Google, that has Facebook, this is how they rate them. And when they rate them, it's what the value of share they have at the price. And for that, I see that this end of the year might see all those window dressing. At the same time, seasonality that I said in this period is going to also influence the equity prices. For that, you don't need to panic. Even though the stock you have is fully back, what the thing that attracted you in that stock are still intact. It's not just because there's negative information. It's self patient. They're selling off and jumping back again. Or unless when you see that it has touched your stop loss, that is very key because if you're a trader, you don't play with capital. Once you touch your stop loss, and for you to have to play with capital, you can sell and still watch. But once thinking that once it touch, I didn't break down that your stop loss, you hold on. Unless when it tries to cross it and come out quickly. But for me, watch very well because once you are jumping and jumping in, also consider your cost of transaction. It's very, very important. That's why any trader will also want to look at his cost of transaction at any time. That's why you want to also watch the market carefully on your own. On that note, for me, there's no fear in the market. Rather, we expect the market also to oscillate this form. People to buy between now and end of the year. This oscillation is necessary. It will come and go. If you remember my focus for the month of November, I said we expect a missed outlook. I've said it from the one that this month of November, you see this up and down movement before you start seeing repositioning for the end of the year. I know that towards the quarter, there will be innovation. As I said earlier, there will be Santa Claus rally and other seasonality will come. And don't forget that at this season now, that this is the period that there's high demand for a lot of products, and that is going to play out in their numbers for the full year. And you know that every season has impact on company performance. For those that position in those service company like the stationaries, because you know that the school going to resume that quarter, they order for their school for new session. No, you understand that every quarter or every period there is company that benefit from that season. You know that now we have demand for goods or some consumer goods will be high because of festivity and that's going to reflect on their number. And that means if they have posted a better third quarter, adding to what we are going to see for this last quarter, it's going to be a better number for the year. And for that, the dividend possibility will also be high. For me, we have to just relax our mind and invest wisely. But quickly, before we go into question and answer, I want to quickly look at the banking sector results. Yes, the banking sector results. The one they send me here, the way my people, sorry, the way they send it here is somehow for me. I'm coming on. Let's see. The way they send it here is to hello, can you see this chat here? Hello?
Yes, we can see that.
Yes, sir. You are seeing the SS, yes?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay.
We can see it.
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it. You can see it here.
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, this essay is what they said.
We can see it.
Yeah, and the format they use is not what I needed, but they send it late. But I have done my own format. I want to use to look at the banking sector results so that you don't follow me. Then at the end, you can equally ask questions. The banking sector, as normal, those that are read the results are the ones I want to use. Don't forget that Fidelity, LBM Coding, and the ETI have not released their results for third quarter because they want to audit their account. We're still expecting. For those that are here in the market are Access Bank, Zenith Bank, GTCO, UBA, Women Bank, Stanbic, Sterling, Jahid, and Unity Bank. These are the companies that have released, the banks that read the numbers. And I want to look at their gross earnings first. That gross earnings, you just listen to me, that you see the dynamics or how these results have shown where you should be as an investor, because value is one thing that any investor is looking at, because you want to move your money and you want to put your money where there is a growth stock at the same time a value stock that your margin of safety is high. That is where you want to look at. For the first one here, we're looking at the Access Bank gross earnings for the third quarter was 606.5 billion, and the PAT is 121.89 billion. EPS, which is very important, if that is what you and I are interested. After a company has done gross earnings, we want to see the EPS. So that is after you are factoring all your expenses, even the tax you are paying the government, we want to see what is left for us to share. And what for us to share is 3.3 naira 43 kobo for Access Bank. And this is good for Access. This for third quarter result.
The Access Bank is not showing. It's not showing at all.
No, I mean, you are not showing. I think I'm not following the words. I think format here. Hello.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
He said it's not following the format. Okay, that's fine. Ambrose, you can say that's fine. That's fine.
The format here is not what I mean, but just listen to what so that the result I have. But I want to be so that it's easy for us to understand. For Access Bank, the EPS is 3 naira 43 kobo, and the P ratio, this P ratio is third quarter P ratio. Then they are not annualized, but here is 0.9. They sent to me. Then the profit margin for Access Bank is 20.10, and the book value is 22.47, and any seed for the period is 26.29. You see in there, you ask that Access, margin of safety is high, and the possibility that Access growing their dividend is high because Access have not hit this kind of figure that we are showing now. It is even pre-2018 that this kind of figure, Access near this kind of figure, and their price was even higher than what they are selling today as at then. That means if now we are seeing this figure for Access, a little bit of high dividend from this number aside, despite they are expanding and they are spending money for acquisition, they have demonstrated in their second quarter result half year that even while expanding, we can still reward our shareholders that have confidence in all that have come all this way with us. That means for me and you, if you're an asset, don't say because they are fine, they might cut their dividend. No, I even see them growing their full dividend marginally for the year. That also plus what they are paid applicable, they must also be tracking to get 1 naira for the first time for dividend, which is possible from Access. And you know that if they are paying 1 naira altogether and the stock is selling below 10 naira, for me it's a cheap stock. And that's why look at all those PFAs. They are interested in companies that are paid dividend consistently for the for the past 5 years. And the sector that I know that are more consistent in dividend payment is our banking sector in Nigeria. They are more consistent, and most of them also grow their dividend, for every year. Look at what we call dividend equalization. For that, I expect that, this year don't look away for assets. Assets that are dividend, they might grow their dividend this year because we're already forecasting around dividend any per share full year above 4 naira. And if that happens, assets can easily pay you 1 naira altogether from their even though they are retaining money for expansion and those, they can pay 1 naira, even 120 altogether from their whole earnings. That is our position in invest data. Also, the next one there is Zenith Bank. I told you earlier that in the industry, Access Bank have taken over in terms of gross earning. But next, in terms of gross earning, is Zenith Bank, 518.69 billion, which is very good. And their profit after tax has remained the leader in terms of profitability in the Nigerian banking industry or sector. No, 460.59 billion. Good. But any per share of Zenith Bank, for me, is interesting. 5.12. 5 naira 12 kobo. Market have not responded to this earning. Yes, despite that their kind of growth in their bottom line and top line was marginal or flat. But I'm telling you that the earning per share is a sign where this bank is going at the end of the day. For me, if you're in that kind of position, you don't need to worry, especially those pensioners, those income investors that are looking for dividend, because at the end of the year, Zenith might have to go their dividend, even 10 kobo or 20 kobo, final dividend, and that will also impact your portfolio. And don't forget that where the chairman of the bank or those that want themselves to earn good money, they are not taking the decision. They always want the bank to grow their dividend. Don't forget that Zenith Bank always grow their earning yearly, and also they grow their dividend slightly every year to not small. For that, you need to also look at that. For me, it's also a stock to look at. The P ratio for tech is about 1.63, and the profit margin is very key. It's 30.46. And if you know at this stage that Zenith Bank is becoming more prudent gradually, know that you can see that their profit margin has also looking up, for you to know that this bank is coming up in terms of more efficient. But one thing is that what is your risk in buying this stock?
Let this person with himself now. Let this man.
That is why you need to look at how the margin of safety in this bank. For as we speak now, the book value for Zenith Bank is 37.81. That means as an investor, the margin of safety in Zenith Bank is high. You are there's no fear because it's selling far below its book value. It's also a plus for you to know that this bank is going somewhere. And also, if you look at the earnings yield for the period, the earnings for the period is also high. For the period is 53.42, which is for me is also very good and strong. Then if you go and look the way of GT code also can see that Zenith Bank, Access Bank, they are also gradually putting GT code behind. GT code, gross earnings for the top quarter is 300.03 billion, while the profit after tax is 429.45 billion. Yes, and all these ones are going ahead. Their numbers are better. Why GT code price is higher? For me, you can see that Zenith Bank performance and the slowdown in GTB is trying to close the gap between Zenith Bank and GTB. Before now, you can see that before it's almost like 15 naira gap between GTB and Zenith Bank. These days now, GTB is always around 28, and Zenith Bank is already around 25. You see that the gap is coming. That is that with time, the way that Zenith Bank will jump, unless GTB, sit up, and don't forget that now they are branching into holding company. We don't expect them to put their house in order immediately for those investments they are doing in order to start impacting their number. For me, the gap between Zenith Bank and GTB will soon close, and Zenith Bank will also be the leader in terms of earnings, and also reflect on their price. For me, if you're Zenith Bank, good dividend will come, and also if you're buying a stock for 20 naira, 25 naira, and we're buying another one for 28, you should know the difference. But for GTB also has the own strength. For GTB, the earning per share is 4 naira 40 kobo, and the P ratio is about 2.16. But in terms of profit margin, I'll tell you, we can give to them. In terms of efficiency, cost management, GTB leads 43.13% for profit margin. Tell that these banks are more efficient, and also they are more efficient in everything. That is why I can see that they look at their profit and their gross earning, the margin is not quite there. That is that these people, they know every of 1 naira gross earning they made, they are retaining about 43 kobo. In that is a good one. It's very good for them, and I'll give it to them. And their book to value per share is 28 naira 62 kobo, almost the price. You can see that it's a fair value stock that it's not selling, it's not grossly on high volume overpriced. Let me do that. Now it's a fair value that even the price is selling is almost with the book value 28. But you can see that in Zenith Bank, your margin of safety is high. The book value is at 37 and selling around 28. You can see that you have enough off room to go and touch the up. For me, see more upside potential in Zenith Bank and assets are about 22 and it's selling for around 9 naira 50 kobo. Thus, you can see what we're looking at in this result. Then look at UBA. UBA has a gross earning of 461.86 billion. That will mean board. Their profit after tax was 104.59 billion. Good. And the EPS for UBA is 3 naira 6 kobo. And I'll tell you, this is good for UBA compared to what we saw last year. You can see the rate of improvement in that result. And I see that was going to also reflect on their numbers. And don't forget that when UBA is benefiting from this Africa country, you can see it in the part of on their bottom line. Almost 23 countries now they operate. This contributed about almost 37 to 40% of their bottom line. That is why people are looking the way of the Access Bank. Access Bank spending up in Africa country.
This one nothing. This one nothing.
It's going to also be.
I don't know, sir. You will take them now.
It's also going to be a plus for Access Bank. That is why we are seeing that access and expansion in Africa is also a good move because they can see what UPA is benefiting from being on and taking advantage of the new trade agreement for the zone. I think it's good for all our banks that are branching out in African countries so that at the end of the day, you and I will benefit from their presence in those countries. You can see, for me, UPA is a very stock that is very good. If I look at gross their value, the book value of UPA as we speak now is 23 naira 34. You can see a stock that is selling for 8 naira 60 kobo, 8.55. The book value is 23 naira 34. That means UPA, your margin of safety is high, and for them to pay dividend more than even what they did last year is high. Don't forget that last year they cut their dividend, and when we are listening to the management, they're saying that because of they want to kind of lend to more African countries for recovery, which now we see the recovery all over now coming up, and that means they are earning from that kind of investment, that business of lending, and that was what they compare. For me, I expect them to kind of compensate their shareholders with a good dividend, which they maintain. They pay the last one after they bought the previous year. We expect that they maintain that recovery we are seeing in payout in the full year. For the numbers we are seeing support a good dividend at the end of this current financial year from UBA. And UBA can see that their earning seed for UBA is about 36.4%. For me, it's a good one for us to look at. Then for investors that are really income investor, dividend players, these are stocks that you should keep your eyes because we're expecting more from them at the end of this current financial year. Yes, it's a recovery year that is driven by vaccine and oil price, generally the global economy. Then companies that are in this sector, if they start rewarding their shareholders, we expect good dividend to come because earnings has grown, and when there's high earnings, a lot of high earnings, high dividend is there. And on that note, this bank has been insight already. But for Stanbic result was, for me, it was disappointing. But I believe because of the shareholding structure of Stanbic, that's why the price is still stable. And also, don't forget that Stanbic also is also consistent in dividend plan. Stanbic posted a gross earning of 146.61 billion and profit after tax of 39.45 billion. And earning per share is 3 naira 8 kobo, and the P ratio is 4.43, and the profit margin, as you said, is 27.25%, and the book value is 27.81. You can see that from looking at from here, you can see that the stock is even selling above is what is the book value in the market price. That means people will say that this stock is about price. For me, it's not really about price, but the shareholding structure of the company has supported the price. And also, don't forget that once they able to come out for this, that decline in performance, expect that their price will still go. But for me, I will not jump into unless I want to play defensive, because it is from this number. If the numbers maintain this position, I don't expect a better dividend at the end of the year after they have paid this interim. Then for me, you don't know what to do as an investor. This kind of stock, unless you want to play defensive, you can go there and hold your position. Another stock I know that is shining in the industry is Women Bank. Women Bank just came with a result that is very fantastic, but there are some also, for me, there's a concern for me for Women Bank. Yes, it's a banking stock, but there are some banking stock that you enter, if you want to go out, you might find it difficult, and also their price cannot be supported ever in terms of their payout, and at the same time, the holding structure of that bank, for example, now you can see that Women Bank posted about 63.08 billion for third quarter, and the profit after tax of 6.24 billion. Now, any per share of 16 kobo at the end of the day, while the P ratio is about 1.53, and the profit margin is 9.88. I tell that, you see, I say that most of these banks like this, all these secure banks that are still struggling, or the penny banks, we have to be very careful when we're putting our money. We can make 100%. At the same time, if I also enter there and you also remain there to come out with problem. But for these banking stocks, fine, our banking stock here, they might be liquid, but we have to be very careful when we are playing stock bank. Then another thing again is that for Women Bank, I look at their book value. The book value of Women Bank is 1 naira 68 kobo. That is the book value for 1 naira 65. Sorry, and their earning yield is 21.84, which is not bad. But I have to be very careful when we are playing such a stock. Sterling Bank posted 105.16 billion gross earnings and the PAT of 9.47 billion in terms of fee after tax, and the EPS, which is earning per share, is 33 kobo, which is not too bad, and the P ratio is about 1.52. But the profit margin is 8 points. You can see that these banks, this smaller bank, they need to also come up in terms of management, in terms of risk management and efficiency. A bank that's giving you, or any company that's giving you anything below 15% in terms of profit margin is still struggling. You can see them, but that's why I can see where their price are at for now. But we still see potential. But the book value for this Sterling Bank is 4 naira 78 kobo. I mean, you can see that this stock also, your margin of safety is high. But it starts to be trading around 150, 155, and the book value is around 4 naira 78. You can still go ahead. And the earning yield for that period is 21.92 for this bank. Then finally, we look at the Jaiz Bank. Jaiz Bank, posted 17.54 billion for third quarter and 2.91 billion for PAT and any per share of 10 kobo. And the P ratio is high. I will tell you about 6.18, and the profit margin is 10 point. I can see that with all this, I can see that there's kind of improvement in Jaiz management. You can see their numbers looking up. I can see gradually they become more efficient in terms of management. Look at their work, looking at their work, their profit margin, 16.57 is good and high for me. But only where their book value is still low. Their book value for me is 0.69, which is around 70 kobo. And that means, as we speak now, almost selling at a par. That means the stock is fairly priced for me. And that's why I see it, and 16.81 for their earning seed for the period. For the last one, I know that most of you, I will not advise you to look at because of their negative share, the negative shareholders fund. For their gross earning for the third quarter was 36.18 billion, and the PAT is 1.9 billion. I'm talking of Unity Bank, and their EPS, as we speak now, is 0.17, but a negative book value of 24 naira negative because of what they're having a negative almost 250 negative shareholders fund. For that, you have to be very careful. This bank, I'll tell you, this CBN bank already, this government bank already, just like the way you wake up that day, you bought into Sky Bank, before you know, they say it's nationalized. This one, nothing stopped with them at any moment. It's all because I don't know what CBN is not seeing it, but nothing stopped them. So even tomorrow morning, Monday, they can announce the nationalization of this bank. But we have to be very careful. If you are playing Unity Bank at all in your portfolio, you have to be very careful. But if you are there, I will tell you, if you have opportunity to exit now, you can exit until you see who acquired them or who managed them. But if you want to acquire this kind of company, you have to have big money, because if you are coming here, you have to take care of the almost 250 or 270 billion negative shareholders from before you can think of acquiring them. That is why nobody would like to marry this kind of bank for now. And don't forget the kind of banks that comes together to form Unity Bank. For me, you have to be very careful if you are playing this kind of bank your portfolio. As we look forward to see that of First Holding result, Fidelity, and ETI to know their position. But from what I've said in this banking result, for me, the banking sector has performed excellently well. And for me, we have to keep our finger crossed in this sector and invest wisely, because dividend possibility is high in this sector, and we have seen figures already that confirm that. For me, invest wisely and relax in the market. Thank you, and God bless you. Yes, any other question from all this? I review our any contribution. Yeah. Okay. Any question, addition, you are free to.
Hello, Oga Ambrose. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Okay, I want you to throw light on this upcoming MTN sale of shares.
Okay.
The book build sale that they are likely to do any moment from now.
Okay.
What do you think about? What do you think about it?
For me, it's a welcome development in the market. You know, if you really have opportunity to expand your business and you don't have the resources, you always find a way to get that money and expand. But at the long run, you benefit from it. Remember that it's no longer this same MTN did a bond or even that last 2 weeks that it was oversubscribed, and and it tells you that before it was that confidence they are having in the company, and also that the sector where they're operating is becoming very attractive because of this digital economy all over. Now Nigeria is working towards that digital economy. We expect that the sale of data for all those telecom companies will remain in the up direction. And don't forget that also that CBN recently also licensed them to become one of the pay system in the economy, and that payment service bank they are possessing the license now after it's been given a kind of in progress. For me, it's also a plus, and they need money to do all this. And the good thing is that what they are doing, offer for sale, they are not increasing their share in issue, but rather that some of the holders, either the major parents holder in South Africa, is selling part of what they have to raise funds either for the company, or they want to take it, because offer for sale most of them don't go to the company. The person that is selling that takes the money. That's only where I see. That's why the board they might do what they do for expansion of the company. But this offer for sale that is coming is for either the major shareholder in South Africa want to want to take some of investment out. That's what they're going to do. But you that you are going to sell, you become a major holder. Then, and also don't forget that they have announced earlier that the 14% to the public, because they want to meet the 20% float according to the exchange rule, which is also good for them. But now the good thing is that they are institutional investors they are targeting. The book period they're going to do determine the price. If you are in MTN, I would advise that don't panic to sell your ATM. Just put on your ATM. But if the book building come now, I will not know the price, because what means that in book building, everybody that all those institutional investors, once they target and they able to get the price, once they get the price they're going to sell, that is what you and I, some institutional investors, will get it. But I believe that those that are already in the stock should not panic, because what they are doing is to that the company is strong and they want much fun to do their business. That is where I see it. Don't forget that also, I think yesterday too, I saw Airtel too, also they have given the license, they want to do IPO too. All of them, they want to raise funds, to do their business. For me, it's a good that knowing that economy is recovering globally, not only in Nigeria, they want to play big in their space. And they need money to play big in their space. That is why I see the MTN offer. It's not a bad one.
Okay, the last question I want to ask Mr. Ambrose, we have seen some decline in the numbers coming from Dangote Sugar, the third quarter numbers that came in. What is responsible for that?
Like what you asked now, most time sector quarter or your industry might not be booming at all time. But what I'm surprised of that of sugar is that in international market, even sugar price is high, and the demand for sugar in Nigeria here is high because of industrial use. But for them to put that kind of number, let's just be that it's a sign that the pullback in price. So you look at their second quarter was not bad, first quarter, but coming third quarter might be either challenge within the company or in industry. But for me, the sugar price in international market is high. Even the consumption here is high. But what happened now was that to not drive you away from that stuff, because of I said something at the beginning that where all these billionaires are, even though the prices are low now, don't forget that towards this period where they are bound to be what we call, I call it for me, and that's what I call billionaires manipulation on their own. Their price of their stock will go up just overnight. You don't know how it's going to go up. It's not because of you. They are looking at your face. They need it for a purpose. For that, at the end of the year, once they are great, what they are, they will defend the best billionaire in Africa, in the world, in the Delta State, money. So to rate them, once they rate them, the price will start coming again. But the billionaires, they are good in paying dividends to themselves. That is why a good investor should track where the billionaires are. Go and check all the billionaire companies, even abroad or here. Look at their dividend policy. They pay good dividend out because they earn more because they are major shareholder in those companies. If you add it at the back of your mind, what you are seeing in Dangote Sugar is just for the price to correct. What price pull back, it's time for you to jump in. For me, I'm there. I didn't say my own. I want price to come down and I can still buy and load because I see that there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the company now. It's just that the result declared was a decline in the result. Subsequently, at the end of the year, we expect an improvement in the result. That is where I see for Dangote Sugar. It's not a time to panic, but if you are not there, when the price puts a good price, you can jump in. For those that are there that want to jump up, you can do. But for me, I'm not saying because I know that it does a matter of time. As a trader, we see that what put the price down is not much. Watch it. Once it comes out, you can also jump in. But for those that are already out of the stock because of the result, no problem. Watch to see a strong support level and come back. For those that are not there at all, look at the pullback. And also, if a dividend income investor, look at the pullback will also make your dividend yield high. You can also go back in that stock. Fundamentally, an interest rate to operate is still that. Yeah.
Hello, Ambrose. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, there are two matters that I want you to comment on. The first one is the approval in principle granted to MTN and Airtel for them to operate this payment service bank, or what is it called? What do you think the impact, by the time they start, what do you think the impact will be on the profitability of these banks that we have just looked at their results now? And the second one is on Oando. Now, with this Oando, the results that we are expecting, I believe we are expecting the 2019 audited results and some quarterly results. My belief is that those results would have been ready by now. So why are they not releasing it? Why are they not releasing those results? Is it that the regulator has gone to sleep again? Or is it like you always say, that if a child, performs well in school, he will be very, very, happy to bring out the result and show his parents that, okay, this is what I've done. Probably those results are not, encouraging, or probably they are not good. And that is why they are very reluctant to release them. So I just want you to comment on these two, these two matters.
Actually, I will start from the Oando thing. No, you just said it all, that the regulators, are they sleeping? No, the regulators have given them condition before the quarrel was settled. And now they are back and activities on their company and also all that. But I expected that by this time, start seeing Oando results. Yes, you mentioned that the 2019, 2020, so okay, we might not see the audited account because in their last AGM, they just appointed those auditors to look at those accounts. But we are thinking that they should release management account that will give investors an insight what they have done and what is happening, so that we can be encouraged either to buy more or to sell down. But the good thing is that we are only using performance in Seplat and also oil price to always look at Oando. Those Oando people, if actually they have investors' interest, I think by now they should have feed the market with information about what is happening. But for me, there's no need for us to panic because I know that this is the earnings that just ended in October. I know before the year will run out, by God's grace, we might see numbers, and that number might not be for that 2019 audited or 2020 audited, because you take the auditor's time to do the number. But for management account for this year, this current year, first quarter, second quarter, I expect that the regulator should prevail on them that to release to know what is happening. Because for almost 3 years now, 4 years, we don't know what is happening in terms of information in that company. It's assumption and expectation that investors are using to look at. When they were released from they have their problem solved with the SEC. You see how the market reacted and the price rally. And also, if results come and result is also positive, we expect that kind of trend again to happen in Oando. Only just that they are not feeding the market with information. And also, it shows that they don't even have the interest of their company in them, because if you feed the market with information, your prices will not remain the same. And it comes into offshore and on downstream and upstream business. Your numbers will show that you are doing business because you have assets, you have all it takes to give us a better number. I think the regulators and all those organs in the house also ask and let's see what we can do. But that number is what the market is waiting. And when they come to change the face of Oando, that's Oando. But for the the payment service banks that are just gotten license. One thing is clear: the bottom line of these companies on the long run, especially those telecom companies, will improve. Why? Because there are some transactions that what it means that all these credit you borrow, they collect 10% in your call. You can borrow for 1 month. They are making money in that activities alone. I know what Airtel posted and MTN posted from all this kind of borrow. I will pay. They charge 10%. When you're supposed to pay, you borrow that card of 500 naira. They will now deduct about 15% from that, and they are making money with this one. Now they can do bigger transaction with other, and also don't forget that they are supposed to share something with the banks, because don't forget last time there's an agreement between them and the bank and CBN that any transaction you are doing is their code transfer that about 6 naira 96 kobo is shared. It's going to be between the banks and the telecom company. But now they are going to go on banking payment platform. I don't know how it's going to operate, but I believe also it will be a challenge to the bank somehow, or a plus for the telecom company. But I know that the banks will not sleep. They will also know how to do. But like you just said, it will be a challenge. It will be kind of challenge to them, because now that all of them are doing e-commerce in terms of transaction and those stuff. But don't forget that banks have more scope in terms of creating money. But banks don't create money only from transfer. Other things banks create money for. For me, I think that yes, it will shake the banks, but that won't be much. It won't affect the banks, because the banks are branching out to other African countries to do more transactions, to expand their scope. For me, that will not be a problem in the market or for the sector. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose. Thank you very much for the review and your comments so far. Still on Owando, sir. Okay. I heard that from the grapevine that Owando is trying to delist from the market. I want to have your comment on it, and if Alaji is in the room, I equally want to hear from him. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm happy that Alaji is also in the room, but let me comment before Alaji will pick over. I know he's already in the room. I saw him entering. What we'll do, like you just said, if they are going to go out of the market, yes, it's possible. You can't force them to stay. It's free entering and free exit. That is the equity market for you. They can decide to say they are going. They say they are going. There's also a modality for them to go. Then investors, they want to go. What are you going to pay out? That means even though if you are there now, and say they want to go, you should be trying to see what are they going to pay off. To pay off before they go. Because I think in the rules, either their highest price in 6 months, the last 6 months, or the last 1 year. But I think I like that to give us. As I say, it is a stipulation that your payment must not be lower than either the past 6 month price, and I don't know how they do it. If that comes, we will also know. But let Alaji in the aspect to share more light on that regard. Thank you, sir. Sir, help us out in Owando. Hello, sir.
Well, yes, my addition to that, once was on, if you remember, among all the oil-coated company, Ondo is one of the most liquid stock. And Ondo is one of the companies that frequently visited the market and still is geared. So I do not see the benefit for getting out of the market. When you use the market to make yourself, so I don't see that Ondo, yes, they had problem, but some of the problems are self-inflicted problems, which I believe that they have overcome it. So I don't see the necessity for them delisting. It's just a matter of time. All what we are talking about, the Ondo will be a matter of the past. And I believe that by the time a big transaction concluded, the next you will see the result coming, and from there you can decide. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the presentation. I just have some questions I want you to address. NGS came to the market, and recently their price is far low, even lower than introduction amounts that they use in entering the market. So I would like you to advise on that NGS, though they are regulators, but after all they die for free, as we all know. As a regulator, definitely they will know how to go about it for the price to not to continue to go down. Now, UPDC, I don't know what is happening. I think the price is equally coming down. And I would like you to say something concerning that. Then the area of, what's it called? Honeywell. Honeywell came down, and I think it's beginning to go up. And I don't know if you can say something concerning that of the Honeywell. Then the last part of it is, what's it called? May and Baker. Please, can you just look at these 4 things that I've mentioned? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll start from the Me and Baker, as you just said, that's the last one. Me and Baker result is very fantastic. It's not a bad result. Yes, I said earlier that this analysis or market review that companies that market are yet to respond to their numbers. If you are there, no kind of company, express patient, because the companies where you are already in, they are not posting negative results. They are not posting that number that will send their prices down. It's just the market to react to it. And also, don't forget that this sector, healthcare sector, even before now, there's no activities. I think it's also coming back to that sector. And you don't expect it to be more liquid or you're getting the way the banking stock goes. But it is time that the investors look at it, especially those dividend-paying stocks in that sector. You know, investors don't play with that. For me, if you are there, relax. The numbers are good. And don't forget that the way we are talking here, that the government is looking at starting production of vaccine within locally. If that policies come on board and the fluid, the cat is is flying and they started it, I'm telling you that that sector will see activity. If you are there now, you are there, you are not making loss. The numbers are good. Just a side patient. I will tell you that in equity investment, once you apply your fundamental, your technicals, the next that important is patient. That is why most people, it is when they just start selling because they are not patient, the next day or the next week, the stocks start coming up and they'll be complaining again, I bought. It's because they were not patient enough. I'll tell you, in equity investment, after your technical analysis, fundamental analysis, the key important thing again is patient is key. Patient is key, especially if the sector you are in, the company you are in, and they are doing well, the numbers are okay. Then if the price have not responded to it, the market has not responded to that earnings or anything, you stay patient, you don't panic on that. For me, that is what I have for me and Baker. For stock like Honeywell, you know, the expectation behind Honeywell is not only fundamental, sentiment and what and off-market news that we're hearing here and there. But the good thing is that no matter the news you are hearing left and right, the price of that stock, sentiment in the market will tell you where it's going. And luckily for the company Honeywell, you look at their Q2 number, it's not a bad one, but the numbers are okay. Market are yet to react to that number. And also there's something that I just said in the last meeting that also that makes a lot of sense to many of us in this that if this company that was saying that they're going to match or acquiring them, somebody in here said there's nothing like that. But I'll tell that person that yes, it might be assumption, but there's something behind their hearing that was seen also going to happen. If they are going to, take Honeywell as their own company and delete it from the market, you get more value when they delete it from the market. But if they're going to leave that company as Honeywell to be running as Honeywell on its own and leave it on the exchange, you might not get much value. It is that why people are waiting to see the conclusion. If they are going to okay, bring it to their own company, join it together, and give you their own share, the share of the company to you, and make it and delete Honeywell to see more value. But if they are leaving it alone to be on its own at the way it is now, to be operating, and they have about either 90% or 80% of the company, no, the price might not go up as expected. That means as investor, if you're already in that stock, you have made money. I would say to go out outrightly, take some profit and watch. If you are entering at this price, okay, they are likely to say they do exchange at 5 naira or at 450 or even at 6 naira, then you can still wait. But only that, don't be greedy. If you have made money in that kind of stock, come out. You can see that this stock also has been a strong support level at 3 naira. Whenever I thought that 3 naira, it bounced back. Last time we thought 3 naira on Thursday, it bounced back almost to around 340. The next day moved to 364, and that's where it is after Friday. So it tells you that either information they are hearing is driving it, because it is information that drives this market anywhere. For that, you need to keep your ears on the ground. For me, if you are there already, you have entered, those that followed us on this platform, if you are this say I have not made money in Honeywell, I will say you are not serious, because I know when we enter and you have made money, you can step out of your position and leave some to see the end of the music. Like you just said, that Arthur, they die for film. Now you can just sell some of the things and watch to see the finish of the film, to see what will come at the end of the day. That is what I see for Honeywell. Then for another one again, sorry, like the one that is the third question.
UPDC.
No, the Nigeria Stock Exchange. Nigeria Stock Exchange for me, no, it's just market sentiment and market dynamics. It's thought that are giving you more than 30%. So they expect investors not to take profit. It was listed around the 16 naira 94 kobo, 99 kobo, and it rallied as high as almost 25 naira. People are about to take profit. As it's pulling back now, and look at the second quarter result they released, it's still positive. What you should do now, at this pullback, your eye should be on the volume traded on that stock, and also look at the number to see if there's positive volume, a buying volume, or it's not investor moving to that stock, you will know. But for me, there's nothing to say it's strong in that company because the price is pulling down. It's normal. When price go up, it will come down. For those that are able to buy when it was up, it's not opportunity for them to enter. But we are looking at what are the things that will drive the price. Don't forget that as far as the door of exchange is open every day, these people are making money. As far as the door of exchange is open every day, NGS is making money. That means we're about to see even a better number going to the future. Don't forget that they also have a real estate business. For me, I see that company has come to stay because as far as they open that door, they are making money. What you are seeing is just, let's see, because the last one is what they came is for third quarter. Then let's see how their future will look like. But we might not be expecting a dividend that is switched from them, but let's give them time. But I see a company that has future as far as the market is there and activities there. And if I see an up market, it's better for them. They make more money. And also, as you are doing more transaction, more foreigners are coming to the market. They are doing bond, they are doing all these activities. They are making money. For me, if you are there also as a long-term investor, just a side patient. Yeah. For UPDC, UPD, that is market gyration. No, UPDC cannot remain at 190 people for a while. It must come down for other people. Also, look at their third quarter result that came. UPD results, we see that yes, they are still in loss, but a decline in their loss. That means they are managing their loss. And I believe they are going to the future. Once they're able to wipe up all the loss in the account, we'll see a reprice movement in that. What we're seeing that stock is sentiment and technical movement. It's not really fundamental, but I believe the more they reduce their losses and they turn to profit, the more better for the company. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Ambrose, I just want to shed more light on the NGX.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
NGX listed in NSD OTC market at 25 naira. It went as high as 31 naira.
Okay.
And it came as low as 13 naira. I bought it an SD at 13 naira. So the question is this. NGX was initially distributed to their daily members. About 260, each one gets 6 million at no cost. Then the other ordinary members, about 200 plus, each of them get about 2 million at no cost. So when you look at it, you are dealing with a stock that like a dash
free
to the market. Yes. So whatever it go up and down is not unusual, and you have to bear with it. But I can tell you it's the stock of the future, because many people would like to take position because of knowing the position of the exchange in the market. So especially the big players would like to take their position, and I know they are testing the market. When they pull it up, they come down, they still move, it will go up. So I can tell you there is no cause for alarm, but it's a volatile stock that is good for you to trade. I bought it 13, I could have sold at 25, and now buy at 19 or 18, and it can go much higher. I have no doubt over that stock. It's just the question that most of the dealing members are selling their holding. And when they finish selling, by the time the buyer will say, this is my cost. But those who are selling, they have zero cost.
Okay.
So that's what I want people to understand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for shedding light, sir. I appreciate you. Yeah. Okay, our time is fast spent for today.
Hello, Ambrose.
Please. While analyzing, you said we should remember cautiously. The WEMA is not recommended last Saturday, and it gained 10% yesterday. So what is the caution you are trying to advise us against, sir?
Okay. What I'm saying in that moment, I will say it's not good for trading. I'm looking at what they are looking for dividend paying stock. Their dividend payment is around 3 kobo, and the stock is almost hitting 90 kobo. That means you should also be very cautious in terms of payment. And I said their numbers are good. Look at the turnover about almost 53, but your PAT is around the 6 billion. For last week, I identified because of momentum investing. It's not purely because of fundamental. And that's why your target there to make 10%, 15%, you are off it. It's not to hold it for a long time. That is why it's for trading. What I give you on that stock is for trading, not to hold. I'm not saying that you should not trade it, but you have to be very careful when you are holding it for a long time. It's not that there's anything that's changing in the company, but we're using the number where they're coming from to let you know that it's not that when you go and sleep and relax, that you're waiting for dividend that like what you get from Zenith Bank, and also those big banks are also some of expensive stock that you can also play with. But for this kind of penny stock, you have to be very careful anywhere in the world when we are doing penny stock. Yeah, thank you. There's nothing contrary to what I said last week. It's just that you are entered already, you are already making money. I've seen it that it has moved last week. Once you meet our target this week, you can come out of it.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Ambrose.
Hello, I'm with you, sir.
Yeah. What's your comment about Okomu and Presco?
Yeah.
The difference in the price of Presco and Okomu is so too much that I don't know why it should be like that. Because in their profit and everything, I think Presco is making it better than Okomu. Why should there be so much distance between their price, 145, 42 or something, to 89?
Okay. This is the more reason. Okay. This is the more reason. Are you true, sir?
Okay, go on.
Okay. This is more reason if you are not in a Presco that you should buy Presco. You can see that their share in issue is almost the same, 1 billion, 1 billion. And you can see also that the price of Presco is lower, is more attractive in terms of price. And the number that came from Presco is better. But for now, you can see that institutional investors are the one moving the price. That means if you are looking for value in a short distance time, you see that it will turn toward Okomu time. As you just said, you can see that the price disparity is wide. And I believe that it will close very soon, especially now that the numbers from Presco is better off. And also they declared 1 naira. And that 1 naira, people might think that expected that to pay 2 naira or 5 naira. I'm not making anything case for them, but you don't expect the company will not pay you 3 dividend before to start paying you 2 naira or 5 naira at once. But with them 3 dividend, we expect that there's something for an investor at the end of the year that is better than what they did the previous year. For me, I see that the market will respond to it very soon. If you are there, I would advise that you hold your position, don't panic out and hold on. As the Okomu is rising, the more it rises, the more chances for Presco to move up. Like what I said earlier, that the gap between GTB and Zenith Bank was wide before. But with Zenith Bank consistent performance, I think that the gap is closing. And now that we're seeing a better number from Presco, I'll tell you, any investor that want to take position now, in terms of look at the price of Okomu and the price of Presco, and what they're likely to gain at the end of the day, there might be another shift forward to Presco. If you're in Presco, put your position. That's my advice.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. Please, I want to comment on fixing Unilever and PZ. What do you think? What should be our position on those stocks? Thanks.
Okay. I'll start for fixing. Fixing for me, the numbers are positive. Our market has started reporting on it. And for me, like I said earlier, those healthcare companies, we're expecting that now that there's attention in them, the CBN are giving them some bailout, no money for them to pay, and they're not paying at a higher interest rate, part of it. And also because of the COVID-19 and our government has keep attention there, and they're seeing activities in that sector. And you can see the numbers that are emanating from this company in that sector, they are positive number. It tells you that they have potential. For me, if you're investing, you want to enter person, go ahead. If you're there, hold your position. For Unilever, it's a pullback we are seeing. We also see improvement in their performance for third quarter. These are international companies, and don't forget that because of the FS issue we're having, most of these foreign investors that have which position in all these local companies, they are not taking their dividend, rather they are using their dividend to buy back their share. if you see what is happening in Nestle, you ask yourself what is happening here. Why is that this Nestle that already has almost 58 or 62% of this company is still buying every day on the floor? It's because the dividend they have here, they are not taking it as money back to their own, back because of FS. For that, they continue to increase their stake in the company, which at times is not good for us, because if they increase their stake, one day they might say they are going to delist and they pay the minority and the company become unquoted. You can see the way Coca-Cola is today. They were already up before they were on the floor, before they delisted. For me, if you are that kind of stuff, we are seeing improvement in their numbers for Unilever, and being a British company, I believe that if you are there, go. But if you see a pullback here, you can see buy, because at the end of the day, we expect. But for PZ was see PZ 2 years result was in their first quarter. First quarter about 6 kobo any per share. For a first quarter, I said almost 5 naira 80 or 6 naira 20 kobo. No, for position taking now, I would advise to see a pullback before you jump in. But if you are there, because their dividend of the 5 kobo is coming in January, is far. We can really come out there if you are a profit and move to another stock. The company has potential to go up, but for me, I won't tie my money down for a long time. May is their year end, and those that have December and March year end here, and I can play them and come back to the stock later. Especially now that I see their first quarter and turn positive, then you can also calculate that towards the expectation of their second quarter, you can jump in to take position. That's why I see the stock we call their good one for trading and also for long-term investment.
Ambrose, please, can you share more light on livestock and Pharmadeco?
Okay. For livestock, the number they release is not totally a bad number, and we are seeing that the sector where they operate is like they are the keeper, and also it's a good stock, not only a value stock now because they've not paid dividend, but a growth stock that has potential because of where they are in. You can see that the feed industry, the mash industry for feed, is a huge market they are operating. But it slowed down because of all this security. I might see that was slowed down in a couple. I believe that technically the stock is still strong and the numbers are not. But if you are in this livestock, you can hold your position in livestock. But for Pharmadeco share initially is very small. That's why when it was going up, the share was not available. Now that it's coming down, I would advise that if you look for a target price to jump back. But if you are there that is coming down, don't panic. Yes, we expect that the third quarter will turn positive at third quarter, but it didn't go that way because after second quarter you're having just only 8 million loss. But now so about 50 million loss they put there for this one. I believe that before the end of the year or the first quarter 2021, it should turn positive. But I believe that that's a sentiment that comes to the market that move the price was to repeat itself. But if you are there, because the share issue is very small and very few hands, just about 210 million shares they have. Just like what Total and others are enjoying, stuff like Nestle, all those companies that have small share in issue, that their top line is still okay, only the bottom line there. For me, we enjoy a side patient in these stocks and watch the market. But for Pharmadeco, I told you what is happening in the industry. Go to rub on them. They might not be the big one that are going to go into vaccine production, but once there's activity is positive for that sector, go to rub on all them in that sector for me. For that, if you are there, just a side patient and just wait.
Ambrose, please.
Hello, sir.
Which information is keeping us with UACN?
Hello? Acquisition of...
Hello? What's the information keeping us in UACN with UPDC?
UACN, UPDC, the beauty of UPDC is that UPDC have changed because of the entrance of custodian investment to take about 50%, 53% holding in that company. And we believe that they are bringing their management to that company. There will be turnaround. The turnaround has already started. Only that their number they are still in red. Turnaround has already started in the UPDC. But for UACN, for now, I think we have exited that position for those that are in buy and sell signal and some positions were taken earlier. But we're seeing where they are going. But let's wait and see. People are there because of the re they want to share. I don't know whether they've created an account for the re. They say they want to share those that are in the stock until the closure date. They want to give them the reinvestment they have in a reinvestment of the UPDC of
UPDC
So hello, Ambrose.
Hello, I have not finished, please.
No, I want to give you an information. Tomorrow is the last qualification date for the rates.
Thank you. No,
so tomorrow is the last qualification date. So I believe that after tomorrow,
Sorry, after Monday, the price will
Monday,
start
yes.
coming down.
Okay, no
Yes.
problem. Thank you very much for that.
The price of what, please?
USCN.
USCN.
The price will
Monday
be
is the
coming down.
last. Yeah, of course, once you qualify for the rate.
Yes.
Which is on the 8th. 8th is the last qualification date.
They have to adjust the price down.
No, they don't need to adjust
They
the
don't
price.
adjust. No, they don't adjust, yeah. It's
they don't need to adjust the price.
gift they are giving you.
Yes, but that's the date you are qualified.
Yeah.
Okay.
After that qualification date, definitely market will start bringing the price down. Coupled with the fact that the USC third quarter wasn't that good.
Yeah, it was not too good, yes. Yeah.
So I can sell for after Monday.
Yes.
Yes, you can sell after Monday.
Okay.
Ambrose, good afternoon.
The way you want to sell now, everybody wants to be selling.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
Our own is just a small distance.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be running up our class. It is almost after 1. Let's be running up our class. Yeah, last question.
Please, what do you think about the acquisition of SAIAT by Presco? What's likely to be the impact? I heard you discussing about the figures, but that impact, what will happen?
Is it what I know about the acquisition is Presco looking at this Okitekupa? Is it the Okitekupa you are talking of? I don't understand the SQ. Hello. Hello.
SAIAT, SIAT. They are trying to acquire some shares there. At least there's a buying over.
Okay, they are trying to enter Presco.
Yeah, SIAT.
They are entering Presco, or Presco is buying. Let me understand. I have not seen the information.
Which one is SAIAT?
Are they buying to Presco or Presco is acquiring? Let me know, but I have not seen the information. I'm happy that you share it here. Yeah. Hello, come again, sir. Are they entering or they are buying into Presco or Presco is acquiring? Let me understand the question before I can.
I think they are buying over the shares of SAIAT. I think they are partners.
Okay. Who is buying over? Is it Presco taking it?
They are trying to acquire that for. Yeah. Yes, Presco is taking over the shares.
Okay. Understand now. It's possible, and that would be good if this one for me. I don't know or I think information for me to analyze it very well. I think what you can do for me, send me after the class, send me the information. Let me look at it so that I will know where the implication, how it looks like. No, if they are already in the company and they are taking over, it's a good thing for the company. But I want to see if they are coming in on there. I want to know also the impact. Send me the information so that our next class before we part of our discussion. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ambrose, Mr. Ambrose. Sir. Story is a little deviation from what we are talking about. I think it's because I don't really understand. Is it possible for when you ask them to execute a share for you, the execution price will be different from contract price? Is it possible?
If a stockbroking firm, I'm happy that we'll have stockbrokers here in the house and they can give more explanation to that. Come again so that they will hear. Come again with the question.
You send online that it is sent a share for you, and they send message that executed at so price, let's say as 55 kobo. Okay. But when you want to send the contract sold note, you are now seeing something different, and I don't really understand. Is it possible like that?
It's not possible to get executed price and the contract note will be raised different from executed. Okay. However, when you are trading online, you expect to get a stock at a particular price. If you did not control your price well, you will get a different price. So your mind will go that you want to execute it at 55. But because you allowed it open to the best market price, you can get it 57 or 53. So, mark you, knowing the price in the market is not, you have to control your dealing price, that where you put your price limit. If you did not do that, you will get different from what you are hoping to get. But nobody change executed price from your contract note price. No. And that was in the past, one thing is alert. Remember now, every trading is alert. And who send the alert? CSS, not a stockbroker. So how can a stockbroker issue your contract not different from the alert? If you do that, that is a fraud. You can take it off with the house. If he did not take it off with the exchange or you will get right, and he has no right to come with a contract not different from executed price. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're running up at this point. We thank everyone in the house. Yes, the Invest 2020 is coming up December 4th by God's grace, so that we can take another of information I want to share for Invest 2022. You know, in Invest Data, that is our annual event that we forecast and you know what the world look like, area to look at, so that you start preparing yourself towards that. It will come by 1st week of December, and for those that are in this house, as usual, you always know the percentage you enjoy, and those that buy and sell signal. For the fee for the trade that is coming in December is 30K. For those that are in this house, 10% is always your discount for our trainings. And those in the question and answer and the buy and sell signal, so that you start preparing yourself, because we have put up like 8 speakers are going to come with different dimensions. We're looking at bond, looking at real estate, looking at the equity, fundamental budgets, look at sectors that we are, we are going to benefit from next year. That early positioning is what matters in any investment. That's why every investment is against expectation. But if you can take position ahead of others, you will make more money when they are coming to meet you in that position. Look forward to see you.
No, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about the Invest 2022 that's coming up in December. That will start preparing ourselves. And those that also that paid for the study packs, the group study packs that have not sent their email address, kindly send to me, because my computer was telling me that there are some that paid to the account, but they are yet to send their details so that they can send the packet to their email. Please, if you are one of them, send so that you can get your home study pack and start working on it for your better investment. Yes, for this week, all the positions we are taking already, we are still holding on, and for that, even we draw the curtain that we are going to watch the market as we enter into the new week. Hold your position, and we are not recommending any stock for today. You have to watch all the ones we are already in. We want to see how the market play out next week. Technically, we are seeing that the market is on the side trending. We want to see a pull out or a breakout first. Once that breakout is there or feedback before, and for now, I think hold all your position we recommended last week and watch the market this week. Then our next meeting, recommending stock for players and investors in the market. Yes, and before we draw the curtain, let somebody quickly pray for us before we close for the day. We started with prayer, we're also going to end with prayer. Let somebody pray for us, please.
Oh. So in the name of Allah, the beneficiary of the merciful, oh Allah, as you guide us for being together, may you make it possible for all the knowledge we acquire, we come with the best out of it.
Amen.
May Allah enable this market to grow better than what it did last year.
Amen.
And all the members attendance prosper this year and beyond.
Amen.
May God guide us, protect us and our entire family from this pandemic of COVID.
Amen.
And peace to this country, we pray, oh Allah, bring peace into this country. Amen. So that the economy and everybody will prosper. Amen. May God guide our leaders. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you all in the house. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
because internet was somehow.
Thank you, Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you.
Alhaji, thank you.
Thank you, Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
Ambrose, thank
Bless
you.
Thank you, sir.
Can we still book for the park?
For the park, yes, you can get the park, but you pay at the normal price now, 15,000 naira per one. Go ahead and book that. Yeah.
Come on.
Hello. Give me a call. Give me a call for the. Give me a call after the class. Yeah.
Okay. I go. Okay, we go talk now. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ambrose.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
The end of the year cost, how much is it?
30,000 naira. For those in this house, it's just 27,000. 10% discount.
Ambrose, have you published for that one?
Make you leave on 25 for. Make you leave
I
on
don't do I'm 25 now. I'm Ambrose.
I'm 20.
Okay. Okay. I'll talk to my team. I'll talk to them. I'll talk to them. Okay, sir.
For 20, for 20.
Our people. Oh.
Something of
we don't get money to trade now.
I beg, let's encourage and support Ambrose, please.
Yes,
we want to get money to trade. If we trade very well, then we will have the money.
You will trade. Profit from your trade. You add this to your investment fund. I beg, let's leave it at 25.
Yeah, okay. No problem. Okay. Thank you all.
Sir.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye all.
Thank you,
See
sir.
you next week.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Yeah, cheers.
Hello, Ambrose. Hello, Ambrose.
Hello, sir. Go ahead. Yeah. Hello? Hello? Hello, sir. Yeah. Hello?